All right, let's jump gears again. Let's go to Easton Randall. He's with FreedomWorks. Easton, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, although now I want some gumbo.
Well, I'm going to make some, but I'm going to make mine with turkey and chicken and sausage right after the deal because I'm going to have turkey left over. But my sidekick over here, he's already said he's all about gumbo and ball shrimp for Thanksgiving Day. So, we're going to make you hungry, Easton. You probably don't even want to talk politics now. But, hey, tell us a little bit about FreedomWorks. A lot of people have heard them advertise. We know they get involved in elections. What is FreedomWorks all about? I know it started in 1984, and I know enough of it to be dangerous, but tell us a little bit about FreedomWorks.
Well, FreedomWorks started in the 80s. Actually, its original name is Citizens for a Sound Economy. We became FreedomWorks in about 2004. But we're a grassroots training and issues-based organization. We are a 501c3, which means that we study policies and we study ideas that are coming out of Congress. I do a lot of that. We also do something where we do grassroots training. So we've helped Tea Partiers and others in the freedom movement learn how to do grassroots and how to knock on doors and vet candidates that they want to support. And then, we also do have a PAC and a super PAC. But our two primary focuses here at FreedomWorks is educating people on fiscal policy, and we only deal in fiscal policy. We don't touch on the social stuff, and then teaching them how to advocate for it.
Yeah, that was the next question was going to be what y'all Republican, Democrat, or none of that? It's just strictly fiscal.
I mean, we don't consider ourselves to be part of the party machine. We subscribe to
Sure.
to conservative fiscal policy. I'm not going to go all economics professor on you, but we come from a school called the Austrian School of Economics, which we believe that and free markets and letting private industry go and do its business without the invisible hand of the government. And so you'd be amazed at all the stuff that fiscal policy touches. It touches healthcare, energy, taxes, the budget, the deficit. So we deal with all that stuff. And here at FreedomWorks, since our founding, we have never taken an official position on a lot of the social issues, and we don't deal in those things. We focus in this space. Yeah.
Wow. All right, let me do this. I want to take a break because I know y'all get involved in elections. We're going to talk a little bit about that when we get back. Easton Randall, my special guest, FreedomWorks, and you've heard about him a long time, folks. So we're going to talk with him when we get back. They all involved in elections, and so we'll talk about that and who they're involved with and all the good stuff that goes with it. We'll take a break, be right back. And now it got me thinking about them shrimp, fellas.
Okay, folks, crowd in. There's a whole lot to see here on the tour. This is K.W. Smith Furniture here in the former Cons building in Ambassador Row. Now, as you look around, you'll see thousands of square feet of elegant furnishings. Yeah, that's right, folks. Now, if you look over here, you'll see K.W. Smith is a full-line furniture store. Feel free to take pictures. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, bedding, lamps, home decor. Everyone stick together now. K.W. Smith Furniture is famous for their friendly, relaxed atmosphere, excellent quality and value. They like you to shop easy and live easy. And why wait days for delivery when you can pick up your furniture right here at our location on Ambassador Caffrey Parkway? And that just about wraps up our tour for today. Now you can come back anytime or call KW Smith at 993-0363. That's 993-0363. Online at kwsmithfurniture.com. Like them on Facebook, follow them on Twitter, and watch them on YouTube. It's KW Smith Furniture in Ambassador Row. Shop easy, live easy with KW Smith.
After I had my son, I had high blood pressure. Couldn't get rid of it. They kept saying, lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. When we got Blue Cross Blue Shield, they gave us an incentive to take the personal health assessment. They gave you a pedometer to track your steps that you take every day. They even gave us a discount to 2 of the fitness clubs here locally. I went online and started researching just about getting healthier, and so far it has worked really well for me. I've lost 53 pounds. Since I took the personal health assessment, I've learned to manage my eating. My weight is down, my blood pressure is down, and I am healthier now than I've been in about 10 years. Got insurance that teaches you how to live right. That says they care about me as a person and about my health. My name is Treese Law, and this is my Blue Cross story.
The place we live inside. inside of us as well.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Louisiana is an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association and is incorporated as Louisiana Health Service and Indemnity Company.
Made in America by Americans. Online for Americans everywhere at kpel965.com.
To come.
This is Moon Griffon. Why lease a system and let California bankers receive the benefits of your investment when you can own it and keep the benefits yourself? Tell them Moon sent you. Will Height will waive the $250 in permit fees.
Have questions about solar? Call Will Height Solar Solutions at 318-869-6224 for a free consultation or go to willheightsolar.com.
With the holiday season approaching comes the age-old tradition of preparing the family turkey. Today, we use Tony Chachere's injectable marinade. In a matter of minutes, you can inject that buttery flavor directly into your turkey.
Gobble up dinner this holiday season with Tony Chachere's injectable marinade on the inside and Tony Chachere's famous Creole seasoning on the outside. Tony Chachere's makes everything taste great.
Where is the turkey going?
If you're a business owner and need a quality group medical insurance, Vantage Health Plan is the right company for you. Vantage Health Plan has been serving Northeast Louisiana for years with excellent coverage for your employees. Or maybe you're turning 65 and your need is our Medicare Advantage. Well, Vantage Health Plan is the right company for you as well. Take a minute and give us a call at 361-0900. Making healthcare work, it's more than a slogan at Vantage Health Plan. It's a promise. Visit our website today at VantageHealthPlan.com.
Hi, y'all. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 800-259-1440 is the number. We'll take some calls. We've got Easton Randall on FreedomWorks. All right, Easton, we still have a congressional race, and, boy, it's been a hot one.
Yeah. You guys are having some fun down there. It's like we're in overtime, aren't we?
Actually, I don't think the people wanted overtime. I think they wanted that election to be over with. So for the next, I guess, another couple of weeks, a couple of 3 weeks, or actually about a little bit over 2 weeks, they'll get to decide in the 3rd Congressional District, Republican Charles Boustany, Republican Jeff Landry. By the way, just to let you know, I'm friends with both of them. I've kind of stayed totally out of the race. People call in. Of course, we're welcome to do that, talk about the candidates and things of that nature. So we've allowed that. We've had both candidates on at least by themselves, and I'm staying out of it. But now y'all do get involved in races. So how are you involved in this one, or what is your take on this one?
Well, we have a very broad membership. We have about 2 million people nationwide, and we have actually one of the largest Facebook pages in the nonprofit space. That we're about to reach 4 million people on there. And one of the things we do is our memberships. Our members are spread off all around the country, including Louisiana and especially the 3rd District. And they came to us and they were like, "Look, we want some help. We want to figure out who the right guy to support in this race was. Was it Charles Boustany or Jeff Landry? Can you help us out? Who's the most fiscally conservative? Who's the guy we need to send to Congress?" And so that's something that I do here. Is I work for both the 501c4, which does research, and I also work for the PAC. And we broke down their records, and it was startling to see the difference between Jeff Landry and Charles Boustany. There is only one arguably conservative person in this race, and that's Jeff Landry.
Now, when you say it's a big difference, you're talking about actual votes?
I am talking about actual votes.
Okay, give us some of the votes, because I am curious.
Yeah. So one of the things we did was we started with Jeff Landry and Charles Boustany's 2011 voting records. This is the time they served together. We watched, and here at FreedomWorks, we track major pieces of legislation, and we put them on a scorecard. And it's actually something that anyone can go see. It's at www.congress.freedomworks.org, or you can find a link on our main website at freedomworks.org, and it's called the Congressional Scorecard. You can see everything I'm about to tell you right there yourself. And we looked at, and in 2011, we call these key vote notices. We call them important votes. We think that there's we suggest certain ways that members should vote, and Jeff Landry scored 100% on that scorecard. Charles Boustany, he scored a 72.
Okay, now what is acceptable on your scorecard?
Well,
because I know you got to have a number that you kind of is acceptable.
Well, here, look at it this way. If I came home with a 72 on my report card, my mama wouldn't have been thrilled with me.
My mama would have been high-fiving me, but that's a different story. We don't need to go there.
So, I mean, look at it this way. 3 members of Congress scored 100% in 2011, and one of them was Jeff Landry. But I'm not, and these aren't just any old votes, and I can actually go through them. In 2011, Charles Boustany had the ability to reduce non-discretion spending to 2006 levels, bring down, stop spending so much money, and he decided not to vote for it. He had the opportunity to vote for something called what's the Republican Study Committee budget, which would have balanced the budget in 5 years, reformed Medicare and Social Security, and fundamentally reformed the tax code. Once again, Charles Boustany didn't vote for it. He had the chance to vote to cut $700 million out of wasteful spending from what's called a megabus appropriations bill. Now, $700 million in the federal budget, that's a rounding error. That's not going to solve our problems. Yet he couldn't even bring himself. It seemed like he couldn't bring himself to make those cuts, and these votes continue to go on and on and on. All in 2011. He also voted for the Budget Control Act, and I know people have talked about this before. This was what raised the debt ceiling by over $2 trillion and gave us that failed super committee that was supposed to, save us, and now we're going to get the sequester out of it. And so this is just what we saw, and then we saw Landry voting correctly on all these bills, and so that was kind of our first tip. But then we went back because we wanted to see what he'd done in previous years, and his lifetime score from the moment in his all over the years of Congress with FreedomWorks is a 78%. That is over every year of Congress he's been in. From his freshman year, he has not been taking the greatest votes.
Yeah, but let me ask a question real quick. Okay, so you talked about 72, 78. Do y'all have a cutoff when y'all go against a candidate or not go against a candidate?
I mean, it's...
And I'm asking, Lobby, like Lobby, which is an organization here in Louisiana, they support anybody that votes with them 75% of the time. I may be wrong on that, maybe 72, but I think it's 75. And normally they say they won't support anybody that votes for them less than that. That's why I'm asking what kind of numbers is that? What's the average number? Do you have a number that you cut off?
Well, I think it's a little more complicated than just that. We'd like to see most.
Yeah, but hold up though. But he said I'm playing devil's advocate with you a little bit. If you got a number, there's a cutoff number. It's got to be something you're looking at.
And that's what that's what I was getting to. Is
okay.
We want to see our candidates voting in the upper 80%.
Sure. Okay.
And but it's not. It has to go past just what their lifetime average score is. It also has to be, did they take the important votes when it mattered? Because even if they were able to build great scores, there are moments in which were really super important votes that they still went the wrong way that tell us something that might be up. And that's something about Charles Boustany that we've discovered. Over the course of his time in Congress, he's been offered chances to vote for very important pieces of legislation, and he seems to have come down on the wrong side of that. And the thing about it is that it's not just me who thinks this from FreedomWorks. If you look at his Club for Growth scores, he averages in the 60s. If you look at his another organization called Citizens Against Government Waste, at one point he's in the low 20s.
Yeah. One of the things in that election, Landry was being accused of is not taking votes. By the way, I'm telling you what's been called into here and been on every time. I'm not into. I'm just throwing something at you. That's one of the things they accused Jeff of.
I mean, look, all I can do is go over what the data that I see, and the data that I see is that Charles Boustany he's been in since 2005.
Hey, hold your thought. I'm going to let you come back, and we're going to wrap it up real quick when we come back. Hold your thought, because I noticed Mary Landry got a 17.
Yeah?
That's horrible. Anyway, quick break. Be right back.
KPEL News, I'm Bernadette Lee. The Lafayette City Parish Council will consider this week whether to ask voters in April to approve a more than threefold increase in a recreation property tax. It has not been raised since 1961. The Parks and Recreation Advisory Commission unanimously approved that proposition last month, but the council also would have to pass it before it would move on to voters. As search crews continue looking for that worker still missing after an oil platform explosion and fire, doctors say one of 4 men burned in the blaze is improving and is now in fair condition. Doctors say that 2 remain in critical condition and 1 in serious condition. And the Louisiana Federation of Teachers annual convention underway in Baton Rouge today. And the teachers union will receive an update today on lawsuits challenging Governor Jindal's education reform package. Your next update at the top of the hour on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Boustany.
I won't bring in paid guns to lie to the people here. That's Landry's game.
Landry.
Mr. Boustany, your dishonest campaign that exemplifies all that is wrong with Washington is going to be held accountable.
You heard the debate exclusively here on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Nothing gets fixed. We have to send people there who want to put people above politics.
He's more concerned about Washington, D.C. insider scorecard politics than what's really important for South Louisiana.
Keep listening for the latest news updates on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
To have a look at the latest headlines, head over to KPEL965.com. While you're there, hook up with us on Facebook and Twitter.
Parish is a gateway to the big fish and big fun, courtesy of America's best fishing guides and waters that are teeming with tuna, tarpon, marlin, snapper, speckled trout, bass, redfish, and more. Pros in the know call Plaquemine America's year-round fishing hotspot with marinas in Buras, Myrtle Grove, Empire, and Venice. Visit catchfishla.com, catchfishla.com to book your trip. Plaquemine Parish is catching. Folks, we're all drinking a lot of water these days, but I've got a Louisiana company. That's right, a Louisiana company that can meet your needs. Music Mountain Water Company. Music Mountain Water Company. 1-800-349-6555. It's a great Louisiana company, and they're a locally owned company. The Wren family's owned and operated Music Mountain Water for over 30 years. Let them provide you your home and your office. Music Mountain Water Company. Call them at 1-800-349-6555 or go to musicmountain.com. Hey, folks, you've heard me talk about Stein for a long time now. You know that great story of Mr. Stein coming back after World War II and starting a company called Stein Lumber and watching it grow for over 50 years. His 6 sons run the company, over 1,000 great Louisiana employees, 12 great locations around the state of Louisiana. From power tools to power equipment, drive-through lumber yards. They've invested $75 million in new buildings in Louisiana to better serve you. That's right, folks. If you need anything for indoors or outdoors, from floors to stovetops to windows to the shingles on top of your roof to something as simple as building a garden, Stein is the place for you. This is a great Louisiana company. You go to steinhome.com, steinhome.com, or steinlumber.com. Find out the great savings they have. They have great savings at Stein all the time. Great Louisiana company, folks. Get on their email. You'll be glad you did. Stein. I believe in them. You should too. Hi, hello. Welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Easton Randall, my special guest, FreedomWorks. Hey, Easton, you were saying something real quick, and I want to touch on one other thing before I let you go.
Yeah, and, let me just kind of give you kind of like a brief little history of the career that Charles Boustany has that has done in his tenure in Congress. He voted for the TARP bill, which bailed out Wall Street. He bailed out Freddie and Fannie Mac. He voted for the famed Bridge to Nowhere appropriations bill that was going to that amongst other things was going to build a bridge to an island that had 20 people living on it and had over increased federal funding by $10 billion. And it's all of this stuff right here that kind of leads us to believe that, while he might be a conservative, we're not sold on it. And on the other side of the thing, Jeff Landry, in his short time has built a good voting record and has a lot of support in the community. And, a lot of, if you also have to look where the money comes from. And Jeff Landry's, most of its money comes from individual donors. Only 14% of his money comes from political action committees or K Street lobbyists. Charles Boustany, 43% of his money comes from K Street lobbyists.
Well, but let me ask you a quick question.
Sure.
Have y'all ever supported Charles Boustany in the past?
Say that again?
Have y'all ever supported Charles Boustany in the past?
No.
Y'all not ever supported him?
Nope.
Okay. I'm just kind of curious. All right. We got to run, Easton. Appreciate the call.
Well, thank you so much for having me on.
All right. And